Hello there and good afternoon. Thank you for keeping it TV 47. You are watching Newsfeed with me, Ruth Bulandi. And on this 18th day, we begin with great news where one of our Kenyan athletes has indeed championed on to go and win a medal, but we'll have that story in a few minutes. Now over to a frustrating night for many Kenyans yesterday after hundreds of motorists were stranded along Thika Road and other major roads in Nairobi last evening after they were caught up in the COVID-19 curfew. Police mounted major roadblocks along Thika Superhighway, Waiyaki Way, Lang'ata Road, Jogoo Road, Mombasa Road, and many other major roads, causing a major traffic snarl-up. The roadblocks were mounted just after 8 p.m. only to be opened up shortly past midnight. The Kenya Human Rights Commission has condemned the Saturday night incident. The Inspector General of Police and government spokesman, however, insists that Kenyans must follow the guidelines issued to combat the spread of COVID-19. Now, the Kenya Power has embarked on a rigorous operation in Kisumu County to physically inspect and disconnect illegal connections in a bid to reduce illegal connections. Residents of Nyalenda, Obunga, Nyawita and other areas, especially within slum settings, and most businesses in the area were disconnected. The operations is meant to improve customer service as well as ensure prompt and timely payment. The company, through the direct and illegal connection, loses at least 3 billion shillings nationally. Affected clients were also advised to visit an on-site office where customer care officers were on standby to help in addressing their challenges.
Our system losses are quite high. They are at 26% globally. We expect to reduce them by 3% before the end of this financial year. The main operations requires that we disconnect customers who are on legal connection.
Once the customers have been attended to on the site, we have had an on-site office here where the customers come and we are able to address the various issues they have. A customer who's had a meter that was not valid would come here and there are officers behind me here to validate the same. A customer who had a bill and had issues with it, there are officers besides me here who are able to handle that.
Now, residents of Bukananachi village in Kandui constituency woke up to a slain body of a woman dumped on the roadside. According to the family of Helen Nasimiyu, who is mentally ill, Nasimiyu went missing 3 days ago before her body was found by the road with deep wounds. It is also alleged that her attackers raped her before committing the heinous act. Elsewhere, a man was found dead in his house in Maliki village. According to the family and friends of David Wanjala, who was a primary school teacher, loved Changa, claiming that he could have taken a lot of the illicit brew without food.
Nimepigiwa tu asubuhi simu nikiwa Chwele kwamba sister yako ako Bukananachi kwa barabara amekufa. Ndio nikakuja. Ni yeye mostly anakaa hapa Mayanja tu. Akaa Mayanja analala mahali kwa ena relative. Unajua hakuingi 100%. Hayuko normal sana. Tumepata amekufa kana kwamba watu walimrape, ndio ukiangalia hali kana kwamba she was raped before akakufa. Wakamuua.
Amerepiwa na ninaomba chief watuti Marakaru kwa ujumla. Hii visa imekuwa mingi, si kurep, si wizi. Tunaomba serikali ichukue mkondo wake, kama wakaaji tumechoka.
Jana jioni alikuwa tu amelala, Ukimwita anaitika lakini haamki.
Pengine alikunywa na pengine alikuwa chakula. Sasa pombe ikamsiti.
Kwa ofisi yangu amekuwako karibu mara 5. Nikijaribu kumsaidia aache ulevi wa kupindukia. Lakini sasa ni kama pombe imeingia katika damu yake sana.
And back to the good news that we had begun with is marathon world record holder Eliud Kipchoge has won the NN Mission Marathon at the Twente Airport in the Netherlands. The Olympic champion clocked an impressive 2 hours, 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the 40-kilometer race to get back to winning ways. Kipchoge, who finished 8th at the London Marathon, the last marathon he took before the Sundays, is using NN Mission Marathon as preparations to defend the Olympic marathon title. Kipchoge's friend and training mate, Jonathan Korir, finished second in 2 hours, 6 minutes and 40 seconds. The NN Mission Marathon was initially set for Hamburg in Germany, but was moved to Enschede in the Netherlands following the third wave of COVID-19.
Kipchoge wins.
Wow, it's so great to see. He doesn't even look out of breath, does he? He was so well in control.
Absolutely, yes. And then Mission Marathon Hamburg Enschede is mission accomplished. Reason number one is that, let me say, actually thank you for the great men and women who actually organized this race in less than 10 days. How great are they? They are really great, and I can say that NN Mission Marathon is the best ever. It's good to organize in a different environment. It's good to organize at the mid of pandemic to tell the people that you can still run. This is the best race towards a big and a huge day in Olympics.
Indeed, he has bounced back. Congratulations to you, Eliud Kipchoge. Now moving on, a dream of a struggling Kikuyu Benga musician Karanja David to have him relocate to Laikipia following assistance from well-wishers in collaboration with Tamko Sacco. A musician's Sacco has been thwarted after the house being put up for his family was demolished by unknown people. The house was being built next to Mlango Primary School in Sosian Ward of Laikipia North constituency on a land donated to him by a well-wisher. According to Karanja David of the Mbesha and Ndiri Gikanda fame, he was planning to relocate to the area as soon as the house was completed to start rearing goats and farming.
Yo nilikuwa nimejengewa hapa na Tamko Sacco hii nyumba alafu tukasikia imepomolewa, ndio tukafika hapa tukuje tuone imepomolewa namna gani. Wakati tulikuja tulikuta yote iko chini imepomolewa na hatujui ni wakina nani walipomoa. Sasa iko chini, mawe ndio tunaondoa moja moja tukiweka pale ndio tujue mahali tutaiweka.
Baada hata kuripoti bahari tulikuwa tumeripoti, watu bado waliendelea kubomoa. Sasa jambo ambalo lilikuwa aibu sana, tulikuwa tumejenga hii nyumba kutoka kosi ya kwanza mpaka ifike lento. Tukakuta yote imeangushwa. Ndio sasa nikaambia mwenyewe hii kazi tunafanya hapa itakuwa kumisuse pesa.
Ningeomba serikali itupee security kila mahali, sababu sasa hapa inaonekana ni mahali mzuri ya kuishi, lakini sasa vile imeonekana hapa uwezi ukahamia hapa.
Nyumba ambayo ilikuwa imejengwa, nyumba mzuri ya 4 bedrooms, nyumba ambayo ilikuwa imebakisha renting peke yake, mkiangalia mtaona mpaka fence ilikuwa imefensiwa na zote zimewekwa chini. County Commissioner ashughulikie mambo ya security mahali hapa, na sidhani kuna investor mwingine atakubali kuja kuinvest mahali hapa.
That's a sad story. We pray that things will be issued out as soon as possible. Now elsewhere, religious leaders from the coast region have urged President Uhuru Kenyatta to ease the partial lockdown imposed in the 5 counties classified as disease-infected areas. The leaders say the new raft of measures imposed have negatively affected the country's economy. They have also expressed concern over the state of politics in the country, asking leaders to focus on development instead of the 2022 polls. They have insisted that this should be the time to build up the country and the economy that has been ravaged by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mambo ya kwanza kwa nchi yetu ni hii COVID-19 ambao tunaangalia watu wetu wasiangamie. Sasa kama kuna mambo ya siasa, 2022 inakuja, it is very close. Situtulie kwanza kuconfuse watu na kuwaita na kuwapeleka huku na kule, itatuharibia sana. Kwa sababu ya magonjwa haijui mwanasiasa, haijui yoyote. Kwa hivyo wanasiasa ninawaomba, kwendeni polepole. Kama mtapata ukubwa mtapata tu, Mungu ndiye anapeana. Msitumie nguvu, msitumie njia za confuse wananchi hawa wadogo ambaye hawajui ni nini kinaendelea.
Now, the high cost of living, unemployment, and the inability by the government to handle the COVID-19 pandemic are the top 3 reasons why Kenyans feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction. At least 58% of Kenyans feel the country is heading in the wrong direction and cite a poor state of the economy, poor governance, and COVID-19 pandemic. This is according to the research released by InfoTrack Kenya on Sunday, where Kenyans expressed a myriad of challenges experienced by the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, these challenges resulted by the pandemic have also led to 54%, I beg your pardon, of Kenyans to feel that the pandemic is more of a personal finance issue than the healthcare, more than a personal healthcare. I beg your pardon. Now we'll have.
Now we also then asked, just related to COVID, on December 30th, 2020. The government ended the tax relief measures it had implemented to cushion people from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Specific to the cost of living, what would you say? Would you say that, things have become, the cost of living has become extremely high, moderately high, remain the same, or reduce somewhat? And what we see is that after the, the government ending the tax relief measures in December 2020, 61% now mention that the cost of living has become extremely high. So it's not surprising when we see that one of the main reasons, in fact, the main reason why Kenyans feel the country is headed in the wrong direction, that is 65% who've mentioned the country is heading in the wrong direction, mention that, it is a cost of living that is making them feel that the country is not headed in the right direction. And those tax relief measures that have now not are now not existing was somewhat easing some of the pressure that the citizens were feeling. Indeed, it is a hope, perhaps, from what we are seeing from these poll findings, that it's Kenyans' hope that government would actually rethink tax relief measures, both on an individual basis and also for the businesses in the country, so that they can actually, get on with doing business and spurring economic growth and creating employment. That, in a nutshell, is, the findings of this poll, the mid-March poll that we conducted. The Voice of the People poll that, sought to get the views of Kenyans. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Indeed, there are a number of Kenyans still complaining about the pandemic, and it is an issue that many want addressed. We hope that things will be better soon. With that story, we take now a short break, but we'll be right back with some more news. Stay tuned.
Yaka safari anza ya kutuunganisha kama Wakenya. Twende tukiuke, let's go beyond, let's go beyond, let's go beyond. Mimi na wewe tujikuni, kazi nzuri ya kujivunia. Let's go beyond, let's go beyond. Kwa juhudi na matumaini, twaelekea kesho pamoja. Twende tukiuke,
Pain, discomfort, and sleepless nights.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongee zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Usijali, tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Ndio tunaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Very good. Piga *444 utunukiwe kireto double star.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Welcome to Nairobi Christian Center Bahati. We are an Assemblies of God Church under Reverend Fred Gitahi as a senior pastor. We are located at Bahati, Makadara area in Nairobi. We run a virtual church service with online services every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. as well as the children's services from 10 a.m. Teens and youth services every Saturday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nairobi Christian Center Bahati and on YouTube Nairobi Christian Center. Be blessed.
On the next episode of The Cook-Off Show with Alex Karan.
Welcome to my show. This is the cooking show where we just
Come slowly. Enyewe walisema ukweli. Enyewe wanawake wanakuwa na maneno mingi. Sasa umeanza busi, umeanza kisho ya busi. Kwani ile busi de.
And welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Newsfeed on TV 47, and you can always watch us live on our social media platform. That is Facebook at TV 47 Kenya. Leave your comments, suggestions, and opinions, and we will get back to you. Now we continue where residents of Bikeke village in Kiminini sub-county, Trans Nzoia County, are calling on the Independence Oversight Authority, IPOA, to investigate the death of one person who was found dead with circumstances still unclear. The man is believed to have been summoned to appear to the said police station to answer charges leveled against him.
Majina yangu ni Andrew, mimi ndio ndugu yao marehemu wa mwisho. Mara mwisho jana marehemu tulikuwa naye huko nyumbani. Alikuwa tu sawa kwa mbaya. Japokuwa kulikuwa na mzozo kidogo tu akakuja ku police station. Wenye alikuja hivi akabaki hapa akawa ametulia hapo hivi. Sasa leo asubuhi ndio nimepigiwa simu ati amekufa. Kwa polisi wamekataa, wanasema ati wao wanasema ati amekufia hapo nje, lakini kulingana vile naona amevurutwa. Hata ukiona venye amevurutwa kuna jiwe kutoka huko ndani ya police station. Na zile coins zinakuwa na kwa mfuko. Amevurutwa mpaka hapo hivyo.
Kawaida kukiwa na shida mtu huwa anakimbilia kwa police station. Lakini tunashangaa kwamba huyo kijana ambaye amelala hapo amepatikana amewawa katika kama mita 10 kutoka police station. Tukijaribu kuuliza maaskari wanasema yeye alikuwa mlalamishi, sababu kifo chake hajujulikani. Tunataka tuulize ya kwamba tuuliza IPOA, commissioner ya polisi, uchunguzi uweze kufanywa kudhibiti nini ambaye ameua kijana.
Now, the J Networks Group, a group of informal employment sector representatives, are calling on the government to take seriously the cries of ordinary Kenyans and open up the economy. In their press address earlier today in Nairobi, their representatives accused the government of turning a deaf ear to the plights facing the struggling Kenyans, saying the ongoing lockdown has paralyzed businesses and left millions unable to afford a meal a day. They also want the government to allow private sectors that can afford to buy vaccines for their choice to do so and vaccinate their workers for businesses to resume, saying flattening the COVID-19 curve is uncertain.
Ndio tumefuata, tunafaa maski, tunafanya kila kitu, lakini wanataka kufanya vitu ambazo wanataka kutumia kuomba pesa, lakini wanatuumiza sisi. So kama ni maneno ya mambo ya lockdown, ya mambo ya hizi because ambao wametuwekea kufunga biashara ya watu hata kufa njaa. Saa hii wamefuta zaidi ya watu milioni 2 kazi. Ukienda kwa hizi mahoteli watu wamesimamisha viti. Na ukipanda kwa lodging juu watu wako ndani wanakunywa pombe. So tunasema hatutaweza kuendeleza maneno ya upumbavu. Tutaambia wananchi ya kwamba enough is enough.
Wanjiko amelia, amecomplain, amelalamika, angependa maisha yake iweze kuwa improved, lakini serikali imempatia a deaf ear. Huyo Wanjiko ndiye anaendelea kukufa, huyo Wanjiko ndiye anaendelea kurushwa nje kwa sababu ameshindwa kulipa rent yake. Huyo Wanjiko ndio watoto wake hawataenda shule kwa sababu hawezi kulipa school fees. We cannot just sit back and expect that tutaendelea kubembelezana na serikali ati tusaidie. The same serikali yenye haitusaidii. Itafika mahali hii nchi ni yetu sisi sote.
Wengi lazima mashirika ama bodi za kibinafsi wapewe nafasi ya kuagiza hizi machanjo. Sababu kama chanjo zimepewa tu watu fulani kama ni serikali na hawa mashirika zingine